Hey, good morning. Welcome to Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show, a show dedicated to progressive rock, heavy metal, hard rock, and other rock genres. Today we're doing a look back video on an album, classic rock album in this case, one of my favorites from this particular group, Queen's News of the World. Fantastic album. Probably my favorite Queen album. In fact, I know it is. There's little doubt about it. And so I wanted to give it some kind of attention today. I've had it for a while now. The original copy I had in vinyl, I bought probably 78, like within a year after the album came out anyways. And I played it quite a bit. My vinyl collection I gave to my sister when I left home. But I started a CD collection probably in the late 80s. And this wasn't an album I had gotten right away because I'd already heard it. I was buying more stuff that I wanted to listen to that was new. But I just recently got this not too long ago, and I've been playing it quite a bit. It's in my playlist right now. I just had to take it out for this video. But anyways, I really like this album quite a bit. It's got, like, from top to bottom, every single track on this album is good. Well, yeah, there's one track on the album that there's always one on an album that's a little bit weaker than the others, and I'll get to that when I get to it. Anyways, this album was released on the 28th of October in the year 1977. It was recorded at SARM Studios in East London, and then finished in Wessex Sound in London as well. The album is about 39 minutes long, approximately, a few extra seconds there. Label was EMI, and I believe it's Elektra in the States. I'm not sure. One or the other. One of them's one and one's the other anyways. Produced by Queen and Mike Stone. Actually, Mike Stone assisted them in how to produce it and stuff like that. There are some vocals. Primary vocalist on this album, and the Queen members, Freddie Mercury. He lead vocals, backing vocals, piano, and cowbell on a couple tracks, I think. Anyways, he does primarily all the lead vocals, but there is some by Brian May as well. Brian May plays electric and acoustic guitars, maracas, and lead vocals on, I believe, 2 tracks. All Dead and Sleeping on the Sidewalk, I think, are the 2 he does the vocals on. And then we have Roger Taylor, who plays drums, guitar, bass, backing vocals, and does lead vocals on Fight from the Inside along with Freddie Mercury. So the 2 of them kind of do that. And then John Deacon is the bass and acoustic guitar player, playing a couple of acoustic tracks on a few of the songs. I'm not quite sure what they are. I didn't write them down. Anyways, the album itself is pretty solidly made. This particular cover, I think, has been done in some form or another by various different factions. But the album itself this particular one's in great shape. I'm just going to take this out and show you it. This is the cover. This has actually got a pretty extensive book. There you go there. Pretty neat. For the time period, it was great. It was around the same time as the Star Wars movie had just come out, not too long before the album. History of their albums per date at the time. This was their 6th studio album, and it was perfectly timed. It came out, kind of had that sci-fi look to it, and came on the heels of Star Wars, so the album itself did very well. It has the 2 legendary tracks of We Will Rock You and We Are the Champions, both played ad infinitum at all the sporting events, and Christ, if ever there's been 2 songs more overplayed in the history of rock, there's not too many high above these 2. However, for some reason, unlike like Stairway to Heaven and a few other tracks that I don't want to hear no more. They're great tracks. I just don't want to hear them anymore because I've heard them so much. I don't really mind these 2 tracks. I don't really listen to the radio much, so I don't get overkilled on them, which is good. I like both tracks, but they're probably near the bottom on my favorite songs on this album, which shows you how strong this album is. The next number 3 track, Sheer Heart Attack, very fast paced, very heavy guitars on this, lots of nice drum fills, just a real song, and then it just ends abruptly. I like to say it's like a proto speed metal type song. It's funny that it's Sheer Heart Attack appears on this album when there's actually a Sheer Heart Attack album. It's kind of funny, but anyways, great tune. I love it a lot. All Dead, All Dead. Freddie Mercury's voice is great on this song. It's a fantastic vocal song. It's not one of my. It's probably my least favorite track on the album. It's just a little bit too mellow, I guess, and that's the only thing I can think of. It just never really had a huge impact on me. I don't dislike the song, but I won't skip over it, but I just don't listen to it much at all. The next track, number 5 track, Spread Your Wings. Love this song, great deal, great vocals by Freddie again. Brian's guitar bits are excellent. A little bit of piano on this, which I love because it really adds to the flavor of this particular song quite a bit. Just a great track. The next song is probably my favorite song on the album, Fight from the Inside. Really heavy guitar and bass. There's some real catchy riffs here, some excellent drum and bass parts added to it. The vocals are really good, are strong. This is a kind of a harmony of vocals between Deacon. I believe this is the one that he sings on with Freddie Mercury. If I'm wrong, correct me, but I think that it's this one. And there's just a really good harmony on this, which is one of Queen's very strong parts. I kind of think of Queen, Styx, and Yes as having the best harmonies of all of the rock bands I listen to anyways. There may be other bands that have great harmonies too, but these are the 3 that I listen to and I think of as being really strong harmony bands. Queen being among the best. They did do a lot of overdubbing on some of their stuff, which people like or dislike. A little bit much on some, but still very good, well done. The next song up is Get Down, Make Love, another really good song. Maybe my next favorite song on the album, or one of my next favorite songs anyways. Heavy drums, I like that. Nice guitar solos and bits. The lyrics and the vocals are very catchy on this. Great tune. Sleeping on the Sidewalk's a little bit of a different song. It's kind of a really bluesy type song, kind of heavy in the blues, and it tells a story about a trumpet player who makes it big and then decides he'd rather go back to just doing his thing on the road. So it's a really heavy number, really good guitar bits in it, and this is the song Freddie Mercury. Yes, this is the song. Yeah, I wrote it there. Oh yeah, this is one of the songs that Brian May does the vocals on, so it's really quite good. Brian May can sing, like he's no slouch at singing. I like him quite a bit. The next song is Who Needs You, a Caribbean stage type song. It's got that flamenco guitar and that kind of flamenco type Caribbean type music that I kind of like. Queen is known for doing a great deal of variety on their albums, probably more than most bands, probably more than any I can think of. Most bands tend to stick to a style or two and vary between the 2 styles. These, they have no problem going all over the map, and it fits them well because they have the ability to do it. His vocals are so good. Their ability to play the instruments for these different styles is just fantastic. Okay, number 10 song, It's Late. I really like this quite a bit. It has that heavy, almost, I'm trying to think of how to say this, almost riffy type guitar in it, and great harmonies. Another great solo by Brian May as well. And it ends pretty heavily too, which is nice. kind of the ending kind of is kind of Led Zeppelin. It kind of reminds me of Led Zeppelin a bit. I'm not really sure why. I never really overanalyzed it, but it just has that Zeppelin feel to it. Okay, the last song on the album, My Melancholy Blues. Great piano intro. Freddie's at his best, his operatic voice, which is his strongest suit. Could have been an opera singer easily. One of the great vocalists in rock history, and he demonstrates that uncannily on this song. And it's almost got this kind of a crooner style to it, and I quite like that because I like the crooners. I have a huge collection of crooner CDs here, like Frank Sinatra and Nat King Cole and Bing Crosby are among my favorites, and there's that style here on this song. Fantastic. So there you have it. Queen's News of the World. Album cover, album back, they're all falling off. Fantastic album. I've listened to it when I was making up my info sheets, so that I like to kind of make these info sheets so I don't forget stuff. I don't want to forget anything. And it just, I forgot how really good this album is. It's a top shelf Queen album. There's, from their first album through to about their 8th album are really good albums. Some of them are like master albums, some of them are ones, but there's very few low parts to their discography at the beginning. They were one of the bands that I discovered after my Kiss era. Queen, Styx, Black Sabbath, Rush, those were the 4 bands. They were one of those bands. They were among my top 5 bands. They've slipped down quite a bit over the years, largely because of their inactivity, and some of the stuff they put out in the 80s really didn't sit well with me. I tend to be, unfortunately for me, the more popular a band becomes, the less I like them. I'm not really sure why that is. I think sometimes bands get put up here when they're really not really up there. I feel that way about Queen. I think they're a great group, but I don't think they're in the same category as Led Zeppelin. And sometimes I think people put them there, so it kind of irks me a bit. But I can't say enough about their abilities. All of them are really good at what they do, and they've put out some fantastic music. So if you really like what you heard today, please like and subscribe, and I'll do some more of this. Was happy to do this album. It's one of my favorites. So thank you, and we'll be putting out some more stuff very, very soon. So from Prog Monster, you have a great day. This is Murph saying goodbye.